Okay, we're going to talk about separation of variables here. Separation of variables is a method to use to solve differential equations. This is a differential equation. Differential because it has a derivative in it. Basically, we need separation of variables for any kind of derivative that's got like two letters in it, like x and y. So here's what we do. We're going to do just what it says. We're going to separate the variables. So we're going to put y's on the left and x's on the right. So I'm going to take the dx that's here, and I'm going to kick it over to the other side by multiplying. And I'm going to take the y that's on the right side, and since it says divide, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to multiply it over to the left side. Now that I got the y's on one side and the x's on the other, I'm going to go ahead and integrate both sides. So the antiderivative on the left is 1/2 y squared plus c, although I'm not going to write that down. And then over here I've got 1/5 x to the 5th plus c. So even though there would be a plus c on the left, also I'm just going to go ahead and subtract it to the right so that it disappears. And so really, over here, I'm going to have the c is going to be, it's like a different c, but it's okay. After I separate and then integrate, now I just go ahead and I solve the problem for y. So I can multiply everything by 2 to get rid of the 1/2. And as weird as it sounds, 2 times c is still c. Because really c is just representing a constant. So when I multiply it by 2, I get another constant. But since I don't know what it is in the first place, it doesn't really matter. I just go ahead and write c. At some point I actually need to figure out what c is. So now seems like a good time. I'll put 2 in for y, and I'll put 0 in for x. Whoops, I think I said 2 for y, but I meant 10. So I put 10 in for y and 0 in for x, and I find out that c is 100. And then the very last thing I need to do to solve for y is to go ahead and square root. Now when you take a square root, you're supposed to get plus or minus. And you get plus or minus because you don't really know. It could be either one. A square root could be a positive number or a negative. But on this problem, my initial condition says y is positive. And so since it's positive, I can go ahead and just leave the square root at the bottom positive. And that's it. This is my solution to the differential equation.